Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone here. My name is Remy Dairo. I am a productivity coach. I run a productivity organization back in Africa called Institute of Productivity and Business Innovation Management, IPBIM in Africa. I also run a company here in America called Productivity Plus in Texas, focusing on productivity and innovation. I'm so excited to be here and to be the moderator of today's Knowledge Sharing Forum of the World Academy of Productivity Science. Excited to be here. All right. Can we have everybody muted? Anita and Leon, can you help me to do that? All right. I'm so happy to be here. So let's know where you are chatting from. Just say good morning from Texas, from wherever you are chatting from. Good afternoon from Africa, from Nigeria. Good evening from. Please just do that. Let's see where you are joining from. I want to see where you are joining from. Please let's go to the chat room and just type in there. Where are you chatting from? I've been talking to myself since I didn't know my mic was not on, but now I'm back. Okay, good. So where are you chatting from? Good morning from Texas. Who else is here? Where are you connecting from? Okay, good evening from India. Thank you. San Francisco, I'm sure. Good morning from there. All right, we have somebody from Canada. Okay, great. Let me see you chatting. Let's see where are you joining from. Okay, connecting from Paris. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon from Nigeria. Thank you. Singapore. Thank you. It's a global body of the World Academy of Productivity Science under the umbrella of the World Confederation of Productivity Science. And it's awesome morning today. And we have all our speakers ready. We have everything set and we are good to go. All right. So let me share with you the kind of thing you're expecting today. And then I have my colleagues here. I have Leon and I have Anita and Dr. Sunny and some other people who are part of the team are also going to be at the back end helping me. I'm going to introduce them at the right time. But let me do a kind of sharing so that you can understand what we are here for today. Okay. All right. So today we will be talking on a very important topic, which is very key to all of us, and that's why we are here. It is very important that if we don't take care of this topic, of this theme, we might be, entering into a very big, error. We might be entering into a very big problem or big challenge for productivity, especially in the workplace. So it's how do we adapt? It's called adapting to technological changes, preparing for workforce for the future productivity challenges. Now, there's changes in technology, there's changes in applications. The future of productivity is evolving faster and ever than you can ever think of. Every minute, every second, changes are coming up. People are bringing in new concepts, new tools. I mean, the world of AI, every day, every minute, something is happening. Organizations and individuals alike face new, technological challenges demanding adaptability, innovative skills, proactive, approach to lifelong learning. And today we have experts in different areas. I mean, they're going to come together and share their thoughts on that topic, on the theme, adapting to technological changes, preparing us for the workforce for the future productivity challenges that we are in. All right, and we'll be exploring cutting-edge technologies, continuous skill development, collaborative, innovative, AI, and how we can use that to empower the workforce to thrive amidst these constant changes. So what do we need to do? All you need to do is to get your paper, get your diary, get your pen, get somewhere to put notes, because it's going to be an expository, educating and inspiring time for all of us. So this is how the program is going to run, so that I can share that with you, and then you see the flow of the program, and then we'll take it up from there so that we are all on the same page. So let me share the program of the moment with you, and that will give you an insight to how the day is going to look like. Okay, so opening remark, I'm going to call the president, I'm going to share the president of World Academy of Productivity Science to do that, and then I'm going to introduce the speakers at the point. Then presentations will be done by our speakers, then panel discussion will be done for all our speakers. And then if you have any question, please drop your questions in the chat room. And then if you have any comment or anything, you keep all that towards the end. And then our closing remark will be done by my colleague, Leon Bian, who will also going to add one or two things. And then if you find anybody from the World Academy of Productivity Science or a World Professional of Productivity Science, we always and we ever recognize you. So let's get to it, and let's get to the introduction or the remarks by the president of World Academy of Productivity Science.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chen Cheng, president of World Academy of Productivity Science, WAPS. WAPS is the academic division of World Confederation of Productivity Science, WCPS. Established in 1969, WCPS is a think tank with its headquarters currently located in Montreal, Canada. WAPS's vision is to become the premier global body for the promotion and development of productivity towards achieving worldwide collaboration and sustainable growth. Our mission is to create, enhance, and disseminate the body of knowledge for global productivity through WAPS's worldwide network. Knowledge Sharing Forum, KSF, was introduced by WAPS in 2022 as an online learning program focusing on United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. KSF provides a forum for sharing knowledge and experiences, best practices, and future trends by academicians, thought leaders, subject matter experts, industry leaders, government officials, and fellows of WAPS around the world on productivity-related topics, challenges, and issues.
All right. Thank you. That was done by our president of the World Academy of Productivity Science. And then that presentation was done by him, but in another language, because our president lives in China and he speaks Chinese. But that's that transcription, the changing from Chinese to English was done by AI. And then if you see that, don't be challenged, because it is part of what we are doing here today. All right. So let's move to the next thing, and it is introduction of our guests today. So let me see if all our guests are around, and then I'll go ahead to introduce them. Please, can we admit all people who are joining in to come in as we're starting right away? Okay. All right, so let me go back and share, and then I'll tell you who are the people that are coming in today. Okay. All right, today we have this wonderful topic, adapting to technological changes or technical changes, preparing for workforce for the future of productivity challenges. We have Mr. Sanjay Varma, who is an entrepreneur and is an ecosystem focus builder. Don't go too far. This man has so much experience in the area of AI and mobility, and it's doing a lot in Hong Kong. I mean, you can check more about his profile as we move on. And then you can also check the flyer that we shared before. You can find his full profile in there. You can also Google his name. You're going to hear so much about him. And then we have Dr. Shalini R., who is also renowned information scientist and digital library movement pioneer. And I mean, from India, and then she also is doing awesome, work across the globe. Sometimes she's in the US, sometimes in India. I mean, every part of the world, she is doing awesome job in the area of digital library movement and information science. And we appreciate you for coming, for being part of this 10th Knowledge Sharing Forum that we have today. And then we have Mr. Oluyemi. I call him Yemi Orimolade. He's a senior business program manager from Microsoft Africa Development Center based in Nigeria. He is also a global guy. Today he can be in America, another day he can be in the UK, another day he can be in South Africa, another day he can be in Kenya. I mean, all over the place. But he is, based in Nigeria presently, and it's been awesome moments and knowing him over the years. So today is going to be very, 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 very awesome time. And then we're going to just go straight into it as we have our speakers to give us insight into what their perspective or their concept is all about this topic. If you want to know more about Mr. Sanjay Varma, you're going to read more about him here, or you go to his profile that we've already shared on the flyer. All right, without much ado, as I bring Mr. Sanjay Varma on the, as I give you the microphone, I yield to you right now for you to take the platform to share with us what is your concept or what is your definition or your angle to this perspective to this topic. Mr. Sanjay, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Remy. I love your energy. It's 6 o'clock in the morning in the Bay Area, so your energy is fantastic. Thank you for that. I am going to share my presentation and I'll try and walk you through it, but it's a real pleasure being out over here. I'm here at the NVIDIA conference, and I feel that the slides that I'm going to share with you are already outdated. But here we go, and I'd love to answer any questions that you may have at the end of the session. So let's see. Can you see my slides? I assume you can. So good morning, all.
Yes,
so
can see. Go ahead. You
can see it. Fantastic. Yeah. The rapid advancement of AI and automation is really reshaping everything we do, right? And at a pace that I've never seen before and has never been recorded before. It's not just enhancing jobs, it's fundamentally altering how we work, how we learn, and also how we connect. Because how we connect and who we connect with and the speed we connect with is a function of how we learn and how we prepare for the workforce. These changes are accelerating with the new Blackwell chips that NVIDIA coming out. This thing is going to accelerate even further. We really need to ask ourselves, right? Are we prepared? Today, I'm going to try and explore how AI is transforming our workforce and what steps we need to do to adapt. I'm just going to give you a bit of a warning over here. During the presentation, I'm going to show you a couple of videos. Unfortunately, or fortunately, that's going to have my company name in it. Please forgive me. We didn't have time to remove it, but this is whatever I'm going to share with you is pretty much it's for all. Okay, second slide. 1 second. I beg your pardon. What's going on? Let me share again. Something is not working. I'm sorry about that. I beg your pardon, everybody. There's a slight glitch on my computer over here. Just
okay, I can understand the technological challenges. That is the topic we are sharing today. All right, should we give you some moment or we move to the next speaker and you come back? Good. You are back. But we cannot hear you. Your mic is muted, please. Your
perfect.
mic is muted. Okay, good. You're back now.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So I'm back. Can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, fantastic. So so as I was saying, we are, this world is changing really, really quickly. The work is evolving faster than at any point in history, driven by AI, automation, and really digital transformation. Studies show that around 50% of the jobs are going to be transformed by AI. I actually think much more. I was speaking to somebody yesterday from BlackRock, and he was telling me that most white collar jobs are going to go. And one of the biggest jobs in demand are electricians. So we are, I've got 4 kids. They all went to university. One is investment banker, the other is philosopher, and they're all questioning, where the job's going to be. It's changing really, really fast. It's an earthquake happening under us. Unlike previous technology revolutions, this shift is really happening 10 times faster. I don't know. I mean, most of you probably do know that in 2022, when OpenAI came out in November, we got to 100 million users in 2 months. It took us 7 years when the World Wide Web came out. That's the speed, and it's happening faster. To succeed, workers and businesses must embrace this continuous learning, be agile, and be innovative like never before. So this is just not another advancement, right? I mean, everybody talks about, yes, there was the agriculture era, the industrial era, the information age, but this is happening at record speed. The shift is because AI can learn, adapt, and make decisions, dramatically altering industries in real time. So as NVIDIA CEO says, here AI won't take your job. The person who uses AI will take your job. And I can't emphasize that even more, right? I mean, there's so many AI tools that are coming out at speed. And I feel that there's a massive workforce out there that are just reading about it. And I've heard about ChatGPT, I've played with it a bit, or heard about Anthropic, or heard about DeepSeek, or heard about Quen. But what's really important is for people to embrace it and make sure it's their best friend. So, for decades, education, we talk about over here, we talk about shift of skills and landscape and why traditional models are failing. And for decades, education and hiring systems have been based on static degrees, rigid career paths, and outdated job descriptions. I mean, if you think about it, from high school, they train you to figure out what degree you should have and what you should study for the next 4, 5, 6 years. I'm not sure how many of you went to the UK. When I went to the UK, we did the O levels and A levels, and you're supposed to decide what degree and what job you're going to take. This has changed. I think most universities today are realizing that the degrees that they're giving to the kids are just not as valuable as before. And what they decide to learn in year 1, year 2 could be completely outdated when they get to the real world. Routine tasks are being automated. So it's really it's the massive earthquake that's happening right under us. The lifespan for skills is shrinking. What used to be relevant for a decade is now outdated within 2 or 5 years at the very, very best. AI is driving this acceleration, meaning that professionals must continuously update their skill sets to stay competitive. The question is no longer just what should I learn, but how quickly can I learn, apply, and adapt. In this new world, agility and lifelong learning are the ultimate career advantages. So this is really important over here, and this is one of the reasons that I actually co-founded Kalido. The way of networking is also evolving. Traditional networking built on static resumes and outdated job titles is no longer enough. AI is really shifting the focus towards real-time, skill-based matchmaking, where professionals are connected based on what they can do now, what they can offer now, and not just a past experience. AI-driven networks allow for faster, more relevant connections, helping individuals find the right mentors, collaborators, and opportunities. So what I'm trying to say over here is that today, you can be part of a massive database, but with some sort of a CV. But if that AI is not trying to always focus on you and help you find the right person you should meet today, based on the interest, based on skills, then you're falling behind. Skills over roles, and this is skills are the new currency of work. The job market is shifting away from fixed roles, as I mentioned, towards capability-based hiring. Instead of searching for candidates who fit predefined job titles, employers now prioritize specific skills and competencies. This means that workers must focus on, again, continuously expanding their skill sets rather than relying on a single career track. And this sort of explains the abundance of courses that are out there, free courses from NVIDIA, from Google, from IBM, from all the top universities. And it's really a skills-based economy. And what Kalido really is building is what we call internally the Alibaba of skills. how do you ensure you have a marketplace where you can actually go shop for skills, but not necessarily the resume? Now, the new operating, this is an important slide over here that I put together. This is really interesting, a new operating system of work. Currently, the way we operate is that we we graduate from university, we get a job, and the ground is shifting underneath us, and we're trying to figure out, okay, what are the next jobs? Before we know it, you have industries that are completely changing or replacing, level 1, level 2, level 3 jobs with AI. And in 2 years, that's going to be level 4, level 5. I mean, you have AI LLMs that are doing PhD work. So that coupled with the fact that you have all these platforms that are not focused on the individual, but are really focused on the corporation. What I mean by that, if I look at a job board, if I look at LinkedIn, they're not really focused on how do I empower you as an individual. And I think we have to change the operating system. And the way I've described the operating system over here, it's got to center around the person, right? The operating system today for society to thrive has to say, well, how does every one of us, right? How does the system, support everyone as from actually identifying what skills Sanjay needs to learn today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow to find his best opportunity? Who are the people that Sanjay should meet today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow to find the, to look for the right opportunity and not to rely on serendipity. And so if I look at the slide, this chart over here, these circles over here, the people have to be in the center, right? And in the center, you can be part of multiple networks on a platform. You can be part of an industry network, a gender network, a skills network, a job network, but everything needs to focus around the individual and not, we cannot be the product, right? We have to be the customer. And this is how this is with a new operating system, I think this is where we can thrive and become a lot more productive. This is about community building. So if I look at this slide over here, it's we talk about how AI is transforming, how people connect, what matters, and I'm just going to show you a short video very quickly on what this really means. So here goes. Can you hear this?
No, the voice is not on. We can't hear it yet.
You can't hear it?
No.
I'll share it later on with anybody who wants to see it. Sorry about that. So sorry about that. I'm sorry you couldn't hear it, but basically, what this was really talking about is how AI needs to work for every individual in every community, right? So there's a number called the Dunbar number, and the Dunbar number is 150. And what it says is beyond 150, you really don't know more people than 150 from your inner circles as a family to your friends to your professional career. But when you know community or a society beyond 150, right? Then AI needs to really come to work and start telling you who you should talk to, obviously on an opt-in basis, right? But who you should talk to, why you should talk to them, who you should engage with, when you should engage with them. And the minute AI starts working for you and not just working for your data and selling your data, that's when the meaningful connections will come your way all the time. So, and we've put a lot of thought into that, and we realize that a lot of opportunities come to everybody through serendipity and takes time, and we don't have that time, given the speed of change of AI. So here is just talking about how AI is reshaping and learning and networking and hiring. AI is compressing the time between learning, applying, and being hired, right? So instead of spending years earning degrees that may come outdated, AI-powered platforms now enable real-time skill validation and job matching. Right, companies that embrace agile hiring and just-in-time learning will thrive, while those stuck in old models will struggle to attract the talent they need. We're seeing that live today. So, yeah. Yep. So here, we've actually launched a tool. All of us get health checks on an annual basis, I hope, but nobody really gets a skills check. And I think given the way AI is changing, the skills and demand and the supply, we all need to do a skills check on a regular basis. And this just shows that if you don't do a skills check and figure out what AI is going to hurt in terms of your resume and your skills base, then we're all can expect the results that are not optimal. So I'll be quite quick over here. I know that we're running out of time. So here when we talk about how AI is shifting hiring from passive job applications to dynamic two-way talent marketplaces. Instead of employees manually sorting out the resumes, AI instantly should match the right people with the right opportunities. This reduces bias, increases efficiency, and allows both companies and job seekers to find the perfect fit faster. Trusted skill-based communities will soon become a primary source of recruitment, replacing outdated job boards. So, there's a massive shift happening in the job market, massive shift in how people are finding work, how companies are actually finding candidates, and a massive shift in how people are finding people. And really the future of work is about ecosystems. So at Kalido, what we built is a community. We're building a community of 10 million women in women in technology. And Middle East, we just signed an agreement with the royal family of the UAE to upskill 1 million women in the Gulf. And the reason for that is that because companies in India, at least, are actually looking for women in technology to hire. There's no place to do it because these job boards are quite large. So the future is about building communities. So we're working with a data center company out in Europe, and they're saying we need to engineer data center engineers. There's the world the time of going to a massive job board doesn't work anymore because that takes too much time. Time is our biggest enemy and our biggest asset, right? So we have to figure out how do you create a new operating system to be more efficient. I'll send that video out to you later on since you can't listen to that. So here in this last few slides, the big picture, right? AI is really redefining what productivity means in the modern workplace. So success is no longer just about working harder or longer, it's about working smarter. The AI-powered insights can help individuals and businesses predict valuable skills, optimize career paths, and enhance workforce efficiency. And that's happening more and more. Adaptability is becoming the new measure of productivity. And those who embrace AI-driven learning and networking will gain a major competitive advantage. So the future is now the new operating system of work. The AI revolution is not coming, it's already here and it's moving faster than we think. The new operating system of work is a dynamic, skill-based and AI-powered system. In the future, professionals will have real-time skill profiles, private talent networks, instant access to opportunities, and instant access to meeting the right people. Any absence of that slows anybody down. The workforce of tomorrow will be defined by continuous learning, adaptability, and community-driven career growth. The question is, are we all ready to embrace this change and lead the way? And if we're not, we got to question why and really speed up. That's it. Thank you very much. I mean, I guess the closing call to action is that This thing is changing faster than we imagine. It's faster than I imagine. Just coming out over here to San Jose has been a real eye opener. Speaking to universities, speaking to corporations, there is a real sense of tension, anxiety, and excitement in everybody's voices, which is an opportunity and a threat. So if we can sort of combine forces and take the bull by the horn, I think it can be really good for all those that do. The challenge is, no longer we should adopt. And it's a question of how quickly we can do it, right? It's not a question of if, it's a question of how fast we can do it. So I'll leave it there. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm sorry that these videos didn't come through properly. I'm happy to share it with the community if you wish. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. Mr. Sanjay, that was awesome. Awesome. I know if we give you more hours, you can still go on and on and on and on. Thank you. That was enlightening and very, very educating too. One of the things that came very clear to me is one quotation that you quoted. I tried to get the name of the person, but I couldn't get it quickly. It said, AI will not take your job, but those who know how to use AI will take your job. That is just so powerful truth. So many of us have hearing about AI. We've been reading about AI. We've been seeing AI everywhere. But the question is, are you taking advantage of it for the future productivity, work? Okay, so let's go to the next speaker, and then so that we can quickly tidy this up so we can have, if you have any question, please write down your questions. I will put it in the chat room. Then we take it up from there so that we can, when we have our question and answer time, you can always ask your question. Okay, so we are having the next speaker is Dr. Shalini R. Shalini R is a renowned information scientist and digital library movement pioneer. And just like I said, she can be in India, she can be in the US, she can be in the UK. I mean, she can be any part of the world because what she's doing, she's so passionate about it. So you can read more about her profile here, or you can check the flyer or Google her name. You're going to read much more about her. She's an expert in this area and want to take advantage of, take opportunity, not just advantage, and to share knowledge, for her to share knowledge with us on this platform. So Dr. Shalini, take it up from me. I yield the mic to you. Let's have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, please. You are good.
Okay. Are my slides being seen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, Wops and then Remy, for this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and work here. I'm going to be speaking on adopting and adapting AI, which I consider what needs is the synergistic collaboration for preparing the future workforce and enhancing productivity. That's my take on, in summary, about AI, that we need to be adopting as well as adapting. So what I'm going to do, my agenda here is touch upon AI in productivity, particularly in three areas, that is AI and or the economics of AI and economic productivity, AI and healthcare, AI and scientific research, and then transition finally to how do we prepare for the future. My take is augmenting human intelligence with AI. So I begin with everybody knows about AI, of course, but primarily my focus is on how it is transforming productivity across industries, and especially the convergence of AI, robotics, and automation, enhancing productivity and redefining efficiency. So I'm going to explore in the first few minutes how AI is transforming productivity. Well, we all have heard of AI, but then according to The Guardian, the newspaper, a British newspaper, 2016 marked the paper called as the year of the AI. But we are in 2025. I think it would be an understatement for us to say that it has profoundly impacted organizations, societies, as well as individuals. It's an understatement. Well, despite all the talk about hype and talk about AI in the last couple of years, especially since the introduction of ChatGPT in November 2022, we all know that AI has been there around us for more than, let's say, 70, 75 years. And as I said before, my focus is on how it has enhanced productivity. That's the focus. So, in order to talk about that, my previous speaker also stressed upon how it is very good at repetitive tasks and thereby optimizing efficiency. My focus will be a little bit more on robotic process automation, how robotics have reduced operational costs and increased efficiency. And the other thing that I want to focus on is about data. AI is all about data. And the third thing is about how not just the corporations, not just the industry or the academia, it is the government which is also actually leveraging on AI, on data in order to offer better public services. So as I said, first I will focus on the economics of AI as a general purpose technology that is shaping both labor and capital. One of the important, I would say, key impact of AI is on wages, job markets, and inequality. The key question is it increasing the inequality or is it reducing the inequality? And the other thing is about how, it is creating new job opportunities, as the, previous speaker quoted, the NVIDIA CEO's quote that it is not the AI which is taking your jobs, but it is the AI worker who is taking your job, and the new economic models that are emerging around AI. So, to begin with, I would like to drop on one of the key books in this economics of AI, The Economics of AI, an Agenda, which is a 2019 book, which presents how AI is an economic disruptor by lowering actually the cost of prediction. See, end of the day, markets are all about prediction, how it's going to be in 2025 or 2026 or 10 years later. That's one area. The other one area is how is it going to impact the labor and the employment market, especially because of, whether it's increasing jobs in this sector or decreasing jobs in the other sector, or which kind of, whether it is low skilled jobs which are being impacted, or is it the knowledge workers job that is being impacted. And the third important thing is the how it's going to impact on the market structure in all of this. And of course the key thing is about ethical and policy considerations. And the fourth one, or the rather the fifth one, which is my area of interest too, is about how AI is propelling advancing innovation and scientific discovery. In all of this, I would like to emphasize on one thing. One is adaptation. That is, it's not just adoption, but how do we adapt, or how do we develop adapting strategies? And the other one is, as it's mentioned here in my slide as well, it's about data, access to data and data. I focus on how data is playing a key role in the AI era. And I draw also a reference to another book, the Handbook of Artificial Intelligence and Robotic Process Automation, which is considered a very important book, particularly for policy development and government applications, which is a 2020 book, well, which also focuses on the same areas of efficiency, or how it improves upon efficiency and reduces cost. And the second important thing I would like to highlight is data. AI systems analyze vast amounts of data to provide insights. That's something that we need not, ignore, or we need not forget. But while there is so much of hype and positive thinking about AI and its impact on, economy or the economics of AI, I would also like to actually mention here a different take on economics of AI, particularly by last year, that is 2024 Nobel Economics Prize winner, Asimaglu, who talks about that let us slow down the AI growth a bit. His main reasoning for why he asks for or pushes for slowing down the AI growth, he says that course correction will be difficult if something goes wrong with our AI adoption and adaptation as well. Well, course correction will be little slower. So in order to highlight that, he says, despite the hype, actually the GDP would be only 1.1% increase, or between that period, 1.1 and 1.6 in the next 10 years, which he acknowledges is not trivial, but it is only modest. Now, I mentioned that robots are the one key things when it comes to manufacturing industry, because AI-powered robots are actually enhancing efficiency and productivity. Here is one article published in the year 2021, which actually provides data regarding the robotics adoption in Spain, how it has actually changed the dynamics and the economics of production, whereas you can see in this graph that robot adapters are increasing and they are contributing to more to the productivity here. Another article that I am going to refer to is a 2018 article, which is based on data regarding robot adoption within industry in 17 countries from 1993 to 2007, which also talks about how it is added to the productivity. Well, there are many, hundreds and thousands of actually case studies regarding AI in business. We need not talk about much about it because we all are experiencing it. Whether it is Amazon, we know how it's helping us, or UPS, or Wi-Fi, UPS. Even we are all, every one of us is familiar with, how we use, let's say, for example, the ride-sharing app or any other app which are actually AI powered nowadays. And the third important case study that I would like to just mention here is how it accelerates drug discovery. I'm mentioning only two case studies here, especially. One is General Electric GE Vernova, not because I'm working there, but my daughter is working there. So I have a little more, more specific knowledge about how this is happening, because she works for GE Power or GE Vernova, where they are using actually AI for predicting maintenance. Essentially, they have this equipment all over the world. So they use AI to see how the equipment are being maintained. And according to their study, it has reduced the maintenance cost from 10 to 20% and increased machine uptime, boosting productivity by 20%, etc. This is one case study. And another case study is my own work. Last year, we got a small grant from the Royal Academy of Engineering to do a study of the digitalized public infrastructure facilities. So there are four of us in this team, one from Australia, one from, that is me, from India, and the other one from South Africa and UK. And this study is completed, and the paper is actually going to be presented in the World Building Congress, which is going to be held in May 2025 here in Purdue University. I'm just going to draw upon one aspect, that is our case study as in India. The Indian case study, which the paper is there, the case study was based on where I come from, Mysore. In Mysore, there is this Karnataka State Road Transport System, KSRTC, which has developed what is known as a Mysore Intelligent Transport System, MITRA. Well, what this MITRA has done, we have collected the data, how it has improved the efficiency and also access, and in every sense, productivity has been enhanced because of the adoption and use of this MITRA and our study actually our survey covered the access and use by marginalized users, not the top end users, but the marginalized users. As you can see in the table, that across all the four case studies, there has been a very good adoption, and then the data reveals that the productivity has increased. As I said, the second area would be in the area of AI in healthcare. Of course, everyone is interested in healthcare, not only because of that. In fact, I was teaching a course on medical information system way back in the 1970s. That shows how old I am. Anyway, so since then, I have been very much interested in and kind of specializing in automation, computers in healthcare, etc. So this one particular, report by the National Academy of Medicine on AI in healthcare gives us some idea of, where we need to be going, where we are, etc. Now, the premise, why again highlight on the premise here is about collective memory. AI is all about, just like human intelligence, artificial intelligence is also about data, how much of our experience we are able to actually store in our memories and then learn from it. So again, I'm going to highlight here on one point that's about data. Of course, earlier when we start, I mean, today, if AI is being actually, I would say, strengthened in the healthcare area, it's because of more than 40 or 50 years of its, it's as the report says, it's a payback time for investments in electronic health records. When I was teaching medical information systems way back in 1976, 77, at that time we were just talking about how important electronic medical records or electronic health records are. So along the way, around the world, electronic health records have emerged, and today they are actually the system. My previous speaker, Sanjay, was talking about the new operating system. I say that data is the new operating system on which all of these applications are now resting. So data that has been collected since quite some time, that is the one. So now talking about the key takeaway from these reports, which is very important from the point of view of our topic, that is, how do we prepare the workforces? Because we need to look at high quality data again, I said, because it's important that we look at the collecting and maintenance of high quality standardized data across board, especially in the area of healthcare. Because what is important here is, healthcare data is being continuously gathered in different ways. Okay, so we should, and also another point that I would like to highlight from this report is AI should augment human decision making, not fully automated. That's another takeaway for me. So the recommendations from this report is invest in AI education. That's the key for us. And also second important thing is develop regulatory frameworks. We need to be worried about and focused on developing required regulatory framework. So as far as healthcare is concerned, I'm going to be talking only on two things. One is how radiology, particularly radiology is one field which is, transformed by the AI because of the, again, data that has been there over the, decades, and then the power of AI. So we have seen how there are many surveys which are indicating that, the AI is actually enhancing productivity in terms of, detection, especially in cancer, etc., in such areas. The other area of healthcare is personalized medicine or precision medicine. This again focuses on data. We have seen, for example, one area, UK Biobank, which was actually a 20-year-old biobank, which has collected enormous amounts of, data relating to genes, genome, etc. That has now collaborated with 14 pharmaceutical companies to launch its proteomics initiative, utilizing AI to understand and treat diseases, which has helped enormously in the case of, personalizing or precision medicine, as it is known as, mining data from this. So predictive modeling, it's not about, treating disease, but also about predicting. Today, we are able to understand how we can predict small as well as big issues in health through the AI. So one other innovative area is use of, particularly elderly and preventive care. So this is about, I do, podcast known as InfoFire. I have been actually doing now 25 such podcasts have been done. And much of these podcasts have been interacting with some of the experts and visionaries in the area of AI. One such visionary was Mark Mybury, and then he talks about how many companies are developing these kind of preventive care. One example he gives is of foresight. How, just based on the way we walk, our gait, it's able to predict whether we are going to trip or fall. These are the kinds of advantages that we are seeing. And similarly, telemedicine and virtual assistant, I'm not going to go into the details of it. Again, robotic surgery, we all have, I suppose all of us have experienced either our own experiences or our immediate family health issues experience. Robotic surgery is another area where we have seen enormous, as you can see in this particular article and report, which is, how efficiency and productivity gains were made through robotic surgery, which is a national level English National Health NHS service. Okay, that you can see in that graph how it has tremendously. So AI and drug discovery is another area where drug discoveries are actually again, speeded up, because we are talking about not just the speed and intensity of AI is the key. What is so different from other technologies or other additional, I would say, advantages is the both, of course, advantages as well as disadvantages, maybe, is the speed and intensity of the impact. So AI and scientific research, the three national academies, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, they have released a report on automated research workflows. One of the areas is automated research workflows. And the chair of this committee, Dan Atkins, I had an interview with him last year. He mentioned about how ARWs, automated research workflows, are being considered and then implemented in order to advanced scientific research across, that is, from designing experiments to observations to collecting and analyzing simulations and data, etc., how it is being used. So another podcast that I did was with Tony Hay, who is considered a pioneer in e-science. He has written, in collaboration with others, a book on artificial intelligence for science, a deep learning revolution. I just bring this reference as well to showcase how important it is. And one of the key areas in scientific discovery or sciences, the AI, is, everybody knows about this AlphaFold and also OpenFold. AlphaFold is one of this, by again DeepMind, which has been acquired by Google, but that has been considered a game changer. It's not about just research, but it is about something like, as I said before, as I'm going to say again, that whether AI or AI in science, is it a muse? AI is a muse, or is it a maverick co-scientist? Today, we should look at AI as not just a muse, but a maverick co-scientist, which is actually driving all this scientific research and advancement in scientific research. So AI driven innovation across different industries, hyper automation, augmentation of human intelligence, these are the future trends of AI. This is another, particularly with reference to Gen AI, because that is the talk of the time. This is another report, another actually an experimental study about Gen AI by BCG, the consulting firm BCG. What is important here is about, I like that it expands capabilities. So from the point of view of, workforce, how do we prepare the workforce? I think that is the key message here. It's not just about productivity. So long I talked about productivity. It's about how AI, particularly Gen AI, expands capabilities. In this report, you can see in the graph, they have collected data and how it can expand the augment knowledge workers and expand their capabilities. And one conclusion from this report is AI is a powerful brainstorming partner. From my own experience with ChatGPT, I would say AI is a powerful brainstorming partner. It's like having your own another research assistant. So finally, coming to the last point, that is, how are we going to adopt and adapt AI? What are the approaches? See, this is another reason I would say that there is, the question is not about whether AI or not AI, but it's not even about when, as my previous speaker said, it's about now and how. How are we going to adopt and adapt AI? In this context, I would like to draw your attention to this particular graph, which is, according to me, very key, because, as I said, data is the new operating system on which everything rests, whether it's human intelligence or AI, right? Now, in this case, we are at a when I say we, I mean humans are at a disadvantage, because there is a data deluge. All of us know it's very difficult for us to keep track of anything for that matter. So the sheer volume of information that is needed for decision making is exceeding human processing capability, as you can see in this graph. Okay, machine decision making, it is increasing mainly because of the sheer volume of data, and we don't have that processing capability. It has remained constant unless we have some kind of a gene mutation or something wherein it expands. As of now, we don't have that capacity. So thereby it means that we have got to use AI, we have got to augment our intelligence with AI. The question is, again, this is another report by Harvard Business School, where the key findings are that productivity enhancement, they have given data regarding how it has enhanced, how it has completed tasks faster than just without using AI. and the quality improvement, how it has helped improve quality. So I just draw the attention of my audience to this Gen AI in Productivity report by Harvard Business School. But I take one thing from this report where, according to them, there are two ways that you can adapt or approach the adoption of AI. One is either your behavioral style is cyborg, wherein cyborg means, you actually integrate the AI into all the tasks that you do, everything that you are doing, in such a way that, you are actually alternating all the time between AI and yourself, or like a contour, wherein you are half human and half horse. That is, you use AI for certain tasks and you use human intelligence for other tasks. So we may have to choose our style, or sometimes we may have to choose our style according to the task in hand or our activity in hand. So adapting to technological change, according to this report again, as I said, 40% improvement is there. So that means we have no other choice but to adapt. The key question is, how are we going to adapt? So my take on this is, we can adopt either the two behavioral styles, as it said, right? Either the cyborg style or the contour style, but you can choose your style, but we need to adapt. There are no two questions about it. The only question is, what we need to do is, we need to ensure that it is across different industries, across regions, and also responsible AI policies. We need to ensure, all of us have a responsibility to ensure that there is responsible AI framework. So the third key point, it's about collaboration. I would say it's about human AI collaboration. Let us not worry too much about whether it's going to replace jobs. It's been proven with data, as I said, it's not going to replace jobs. What it's going to do is displace maybe, but also enhance and augment our capabilities. So given that, I would say the key to the future is data and collaboration within AI. That is, we need to strengthen our research, strengthen both research and innovation by making data openly accessible and available. So I work in the area of open science. I'm an advocate of open access and open science. I believe that it is very important for us to look at, for everyone, researchers as well as industry people, to collaborate and make data available publicly. Share open data and open science are very important, because these are the ones which are going to accelerate discovery and drive productivity. We have any number of examples in the recent past as well. Everyone remembers the COVID pandemic. Everyone knows one of the main reasons why the vaccine development was so fast was because of course, we already had some of these technologies or sciences, but because everybody shared the data. Data sharing was the key for the development of the vaccine for COVID. So it's important for us to remember that we need to strengthen our data, and quality data, of course, and make it open and available as much as possible. And the second key, I would say, takeaway for me when it comes to preparing the workforce is collaboration. Collaboration across sectors, academia, industry, government. Without collaboration, it's not going to work. So that is my takeaway for preparing the future workforce within the AI era. Thank you.
That was awesome. Dr. Shalini, I felt like I was in a PhD class for AI. I tell you, it was rich and very, very interesting and in educating time. I love the way Mr. Sanjay came from the industry angle, and I love the way you are coming from the academic and the economic power of AI. Talking about AI in business, AI in healthcare, is just mind blowing. And I think we need to talk, so that probably we need to create a course on AI and productivity, and then you will be the head of the faculty. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. One thing you said that was very powerful for me was, the discussion is not about AI or not. We have passed that level. Now it's about now and how. So we are in it, but how do we I love the way you do the transition and all the case studies you presented. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so you still hold on because there will be questions, and then we'll wrap it up from your question side. Okay, now we want to go to the practitioners, those who use AI, and they want to go to the marketplace and see, some of the people that are using AI in the marketplace. We've talked about the market side of it. We've talked about the academic side of it. We're now talking about the practitioner. So I want to bring on board someone, and I'm going to share my screen quickly so that you can look at that person, and then we quickly jump into his own perspective to that. So let me just share his profile, then I will now take it up from there. Okay. I think the next person will be, it's already here. So we are done with Dr. Shalini. Now we have Oluyemi Orimolade, who is a senior business program manager from Microsoft in Africa Development Center based in Nigeria. It covers Africa and many parts of the continent in using the future of work tools, AI, and much more, because it's as if we are doing AI conference today. We're just talking about the future of productivity with the change of technology, change of tools, change of app, and things like that. So, Yemi, you're going to take it up from me, and let's see the dimension you are going to come up from. So let me keep quiet. Yemi, Orimolade, over to you.
So thank you so much, Remy. Really appreciate you for this. I don't know if you could just help me, put up my slide so that we take it forward. Yes. So just thank you everyone for being here. And I don't take it for granted having this conversation with us. So let's just go straight into it. Adapting to technological change and preparing the workforce. And I will be talking about the challenges, opportunity, and strategy. So as we all know, technology is advancing rapidly. And I think the first speaker spoke about how quickly ChatGPT hit millions of numbers, something that other organizations used about 7 years to do. So technology is advancing rapidly and impacting industries, jobs, and productivity. So this session will explore the challenges, the opportunities, the strategies for workforce adaptation. And by the end, we all will gain insight into how businesses, employers, employees can stay competitive and strive in the digital first world. We've heard from our both speakers from the academia and of course from a business standpoint, but let's just look at it holistically and bringing it together. So the future of work, so the emerging technologies, AI automation and digital transformation are definitely changing the workspace, right? And we are seeing shifts from manual, the way we do things manually, repetitive work, to AI assisted decision making and automation. I also would agree and align with Dr. To say at this point in time that automation is not where the focus is. It is augmentation, whereby humans and machines can work together. And at the end of the day, humans will take the final decision. So I would totally align with you in terms of that perspective. Tech advancement will eliminate some jobs, right? And I think the first speaker had thrown those numbers, I think 92 million or so, But I think one thing that we should also put into perspective is, irrespective of the different jobs that will be lost, what is very key, and this is according to the World Economic Forum report on the future of work, is that 78 million net new jobs will be created. So think about it, in as much as we're talking about the fact that jobs will be lost, from the NVIDIA CEO speaking about AI will not take anybody's job, but there's the person who is using AI that will take somebody's job. Irrespective of that, 78 million net new jobs will be created by AI. So it tells you, and it tells all of us, the huge opportunity and the huge potential this new emerging technology has. Right. So moving on, in terms of the future of work, as we are speaking to this. The key trends include remote collaboration with tools, AI-driven workflows, and the rise in the gig economy. So challenges, let's go into challenges, right? For challenges in adapting technological change, right? I think we should speak about companies face multiple hurdles in keeping up with the tech changes. It is happening so fast. So the first thing, obviously, is the skill gap. Employees need training in using these tools to solve problems, right? And when I use the word employees, we as employees or people who are employees, you don't need to even wait for your organization to put that training for you. You need to go ahead to acquire this skill because you already know that you don't do it, somebody who would learn the skill will definitely take your job or take your role. The second thing, obviously, that I need to talk about is the resistance to change. The fear of job loss, the conversation around the confidence in new technology. People are just scared, and nobody wants to take that bold step in getting or owning this new skill set. There's also going to be the cost of transformation. That's the implementation of new technology that is required. So the investment that is required to run or put this technology into place. And then finally, leaders, definitely there's always going to be leaders struggling, the need for proactive change and management. So from a leaders must drive and support this digital adoption, right? If it doesn't happen from the top, we will find ourselves, even as a whole organization, will be obsolete. And what happens when an organization is obsolete? A fast-moving organization, competition, who understands how technology works would come take over whatever you're doing. So a typical example is your Nokia to your Samsung, your Nokia versus your Apple Samsung to your Kodak to smartphones now. So if you remain obsolete, or if the leadership are not visionary in how to adapt into technology, before you know it, the organization as a whole becomes obsolete. So in this case, what we are simply saying is that proactiveness in terms of what we are doing as a business comes into play at this point in time. So moving on to the next slide, which obviously speaks into building the essential skills for the future workflows. To remain competitive, employees must focus on the future-proof skills. One, digital literacy, understanding the use of technology effectively, right? How well are we using it? How well can it be used to streamline workflows, right? So those basic digital literacy, how are you using your Word, Excel, PowerPoint? How well are you using the tools for work? How well are you indoctrinating yourself with using technology, not just as a tool, but as a strategy and as a movement as a whole? Secondly, it is adaptability and continuous learning, staying open to change and lifelong learning. How are you adaptable to that? How do you see that learning something new by the day, by the hour becomes a lifestyle, right? Three, critical thinking and, of course, problem solving, navigating tech-driven decision making. How do you take complex challenges and you just break it down and use technology to drive your decision making process? And of course, emotional intelligence, managing the tech-driven interaction. How well are you managing the interaction that is happening in this tech-driven world that we find ourselves? Okay? And these are the things that we should be looking at. So upskilling and reskilling are no longer options. It's not something we start thinking about, oh, do we need to do it? It's not longer an option. It is a necessity. Because even when in this part of the world where I grew up from, the fact remains that we all spend close to maybe 12 years in school, right? Primary, secondary, you add another 4 or 5 years, 17 years to learn something that is already obsolete, right? So how well are we kaizening it, the improvement process? How well are we taking something, learning it, moving on it, getting something new at the same time? Because the way technology is moving, it's moving at the speed of light. 5, building a culture of continuous learning. So organizations must embrace lifelong learning to keep the pace with technology, right? And this is a no-brainer. You don't need to be told at this point in time that, look, as an organization, lifelong learning is where you should be headed at. Now, what do you need to know, or what do you need to do at this point in time that you would ensure that lifelong learning is something that needs to be adopted by time? We have the personalization upskilling, whereby you can use AI for learning platforms tailored to what you need to know, right? So that's it. You have your own personalized reading calendar. What do you need to learn? What do you feel that you need to upskill yourself with part-time so that you remain relevant in this fast-driven tech ecosystem, or fast-paced, how did the first speaker put it? The new operating system of work. How well do you still fit into it, right? The second is obviously tech-enabled learning, where we have online platforms and micro-learning platforms. There are so many of them. How well are we equipping ourselves with it? Gone are the days that we say learning or educating is very expensive. Go online, you would see those courses on the different LMSs for us to equip ourselves, for us to reskill and upskill ourselves per time. Then incentives and recognition, that is rewarding skill development. How well organizations are looking at people who are taking the bull by the horn, and upskilling. They need to be recognized for those efforts that they have taken. Slide 6, how are we balancing human tech? How are we balancing human and technology together, especially now that we find that everything is now tech-driven. So technology should enhance, not replace human beings. And I think we've spoken about this. More importantly, we should see technology, we should see AI, we should see any sort of technology as an enabler. That is something hastening a process, or something that is in the middle of an interaction that would help us get to an endpoint, right? Rather than seeing it as a replacement. We have said this, and I'll continue to say it: no AI is coming to take anything. However, when you use it, or when you have the skill set to leverage it, then you stand up tall, right? Secondly is the fact that there should be employee-centered adoption. That is, teams across board, cross-functional teams at every given point in time should be engaged in tech integration. Gone are those days that the only person who knows anything about tech is the IT, the team in infotech. But now there needs to be that gradual process of integrating everybody, be it as an individual or be it as a unit, right? Because that is only when you have that balance between human and tech, especially at the workplace. Then obviously the well-being focus. How well are you mitigating digital overload? How well are you ensuring that you don't have overload of all this whole tech thing running in through your brains, running in through your head, and the workload? How well are you ensuring that you are still staying focused, especially from your well-being standpoint? And I think the doctor spoke about your health in terms of and how AI is using it, but more importantly, how your health is directly, or the correlation between your health and obviously the productivity in terms of how you give it out in terms of work. So I think that is it, folks. because we find ourselves in a world whereby AI is becoming the new thing or the rave of the moment, there are new things that are already coming up. There's obviously what we call the remote and hybrid work. Obviously, things like this had existed way back. But I think it's during COVID that remote work and hybrid work became a thing. A thing that became like it came to up front in the bed for us. It came to our face to see that, okay, what is remote work? What is hybrid work? There is always going to be that conversation: is how productive am I? Am I productive remotely, on-site, or hybrid, right? And what we're just trying to talk about in this case is that, be it remote, be it hybrid, I think the most important thing is these are flexible models, right? Whereby you are either looking at, are you supposed to be judged, or your productivity level is being judged by the task you're doing or by the time you are spent to do it, right? And that is, I think, one thing we should be looking at as individuals. Is it task based, or is it something that we need time over time to, achieve our tasks per time? Two, there needs to be shift from the outcome-based performance evaluation instead of hours work. The second is invest in collaborative tools, right, to enable seamless and, of course, ensure that you work more efficiently per time. Then finally, you promote flexibility and autonomy to enhance your productivity. The future of work is about result. It's not about your physical presence, right? Nobody is interested in knowing if you are physically present doing the job. What people are interested in as we go forward is people are interested in what is the outcome, the result of the work done. I said this earlier in a conversation that I was having earlier today. Because of the emergence, and by the time AI and technology gets into the core of what we do, most of our fancy office places now will become museums, hotels, or what some people would call shopping malls. And the reason why is that what is most essential is not the office space, it's the individual. Okay? I also have said this on numerous occasions. Organization will start paying people work from home allowance. And what does it mean? Think about it. It is, instead of you paying for that big rented apartment or that big rented office space, they would give you an allowance because you are working from home. It is your space. So they'll say, okay, this is XYZ dollar for working from your space. And these are things we should be looking out for. All right, let's go to the 8th slide and just run this through. I know our time is fast spent. So the ethical, so there is, we always say that any time there is a technology emergence, we should always look at the ethical side of it, right? When everybody started going online, the internet came to bear. Then we started hearing what cybersecurity is all about. Why is there cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is more or less looking at the policing of people online, right? So when there is a new emergence of technology, how are we using it ethically, right? Technology should support employees, not create stress or privacy concerns, right? So some key ethical concerns, first and foremost, is privacy and security, ensuring that your information is protected. Let's don't pray that all our information is in the open air, and God knows what happens when the guys, the underworld, make use of our data. So these are things we should look at for. There needs to be AI fairness, avoiding biases in automation and hiring decisions, right? From where I come from, you understand, if, for example, if there is a role. Maybe the first few set of people that get those opportunity would not be somebody that have the color of my skin, right? So we need to change those biases beyond the fact that I look at the color of my skin. If there is a role, it doesn't necessarily have to be a male, right? There needs to be equal, what we always call giving everybody equal chance of being selected, right? So we need to look at those biases at the same time. Then, of course, there's the work-life balance, your mental health, and of course, we need to do impact assessment on the go when we look at things like this. I think the doctor has mentioned the industry disruptions. So we know that, let's go to the slide 9 again. We all know the different industry that technology AI is disrupting, from manufacturing to healthcare to finance. In this part of the world that I come from, every single day there is a new fintech coming up, right? And we asked ourselves, oh my goodness, for 20 years or 30 years, how did we cope with the traditional banking, right? And it tells you how fast, tech or AI is ensuring that some of these industries that you and I already know, it's already disrupting it fast. So from a manufacturing standpoint, you have automation, reshaping production. From healthcare, doctor has talked about, you have AI assisted diagnostic. From a finance standpoint, we have digital transformation of the different services that is currently ongoing. And what does this mean at the end of the day? It means that no matter the industry you find yourself, right? Maybe it's the traditional industry or new industry, technology, AI is already playing a key role in it. What I always tell people is, for the fact that you can think about a potential thing AI can do, it is possible. As you can think it, it is already possible. And if Remy understand, there is a common person that we know that says, what you believe, you become. Once you think about it, just know, okay, is it possible that AI can clone me? For the fact you have thought about it, it would happen, because people part time are thinking of that situation, right? Oh, are we thinking that very soon there will be an AI president? For the fact you are thinking about it, somebody somewhere is cooking it. What I tell people, there is nothing called intellectual property. There's nothing called intellectual property, because I'm sitting here in Lagos, Nigeria, thinking about something. Somebody is in Bangalore, right? They're in India thinking about it, the same thing. And you ask yourself, oh my goodness, how did he see my brain, or did he go through my thought process? The truth of the matter is who goes to market first, they would say is the innovator, right? But that doesn't mean that he is the proprietary owner of that IP. Now, finally, from a policy and support standpoint, as I run off, government play a crucial role in guiding industry through digital transformation. So there are necessary policies and initiatives that we need to happen, right? For us to find ourselves in an AI first, digital first world, there needs to be education reforms. In my country today, Nigeria, and I don't know if that's what happens globally now, I'm in 2025, and guys doing computer science are still doing Fortran 77. And if you see the way they will be writing the exams, you'll be asking, my God, you are being taught obsolete technology. What does this mean? It means that we need to change the curriculum. Government needs to be part of this. How do we look into the curriculum from primary to tertiary? It needs to be aided, it needs to be tech-driven, so that from the age of 3, 4, 5, as that young individual gets into school, till the way when he navigates through the different cadre of his educational run, he's equipped with the new and the latest emerging technologies happening part-time. 2, there needs to be more what I call workforce transition program, where government incentives for skilling their employees. We always say that the people that know more of this technology part-time is people in the private sector. You'll be so shocked what happens in the public sector. Everybody knows AI, but how many people know what it does? So we feel that people need to be reskilled because we know government is the highest, they are the highest, they recruit labor more. Government are the highest recruiter of labor. So, this set of people needs to be reskilled. And because they are lackadaisical in the way they are approached, we need to start thinking of how do we reskill these people with incentives. And of course, finally, just bridging that skill gap. There needs to be more public-private partnership, collaboration. It cannot just be done by the private institutions. It cannot just be done by the development agencies. It cannot just be done by government. There needs to be a handshake between all these parties at every given point in time to bridge this gap. I think for now, I'll keep my mouth shut. It's just walking you through all that. And thank you. It's public-private collaboration that can bridge the gap between the present workforce displacement. So thank you so much.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you very much, Yemi. This is awesome. And I think you took us to the streets and the additional dimension to it. This is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I love the concept of the new productivity. It's about getting results, not about the color, not about the the sex, status. It's about results, outcome. I love that. I love the adaptation, the adoption, and the enhancements of human, which is the work of AI. Bringing to bear. I love that you say new jobs are to be created by AI. We should watch out. New jobs are created. As some jobs are, going off, some new jobs are coming alive. So we need to take advantage of it. Thank you very much. And because of our time, and productivity is all about time management. I don't want to take more than the time given to me because I have my bosses here. All right. So quickly, I don't know if you have any question. Can you quickly drop it? And I think Anita has asked you to, if you have any questions, because this session is so loaded that you need to watch it over and over again. You're gonna go back to our YouTube channel to watch it over and over again to learn and relearn. And if you have other questions after that, you can send us mail, and then we can always get to the speakers who will direct the answers to you. All right. So if there are no questions in the chat room, I don't want to create any other question because of our time. You are really the first speaker. Sanjay really did a very fantastic job. Dr. Shalini did a wonderful job, and Yemi killed it all. That was awesome. So if you have any question for our participant, can you drop the questions at the the box in the chat room? And if not, I want us to go to the next person to take the next program right away. And I think it's my colleague who will give us an insight. But before then, let me just share and then tell us about him a bit, so that will give us insight into who he is. So question and answer. I have my colleague and my fellow member of the fellow of World Academy of Productivity Science, who is going to give a closing remark, and it's going to take the pictures, snap us for memory and history sake. And I think I just want to mention a few people that are here. I want to appreciate Dr. Sonny, Anita, thank for all their support. So I will just hand over to you, my friend and my brother, Leon Ben. Okay, let me.
Hey, Remy, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. So in closing, I want to once again thank all three speakers for their wonderful presentations and the insights. And also, I want to thank all those who joined today's KSF session. For those who joined the session the first time, we host these KSF sessions every quarter around a topic related to productivity. So watch out for an email announcement about the upcoming KSF session in June. In addition, WCPS is hosting a two-day conference, the Global Summit in Productivity in the Age of AI in Delhi, India. And the event is going to be hosted on August the 20th and the 21st. So please go to waps.info, navigate to programs and events for more info. And I want to thank everyone again. I'll pass it back to Remy to take a picture.
So let's on our videos. If you are not in a very compromising state, on your videos so we can have the picture. But before then, I think I want to mention that I want everybody to please, this is how to find us, this is how to get more from us. I want you to please take notes. Our YouTube, go to our YouTube, you know, and subscribe and get more videos of past, you know, knowledge sharing forum they've had. Go to our website, you'll see many materials in there. Go on our LinkedIn and join the World Academy of Productivity Science group. And then you can also send us mail. So if you have questions, please send mail to secretariat@waps.info. Okay. All right. So everybody, let's smile to the camera. Let me do this. Technology challenges. So we need to have everybody in the right space. Okay. All right. Everybody, if you are not in a compromising state, put on your camera and smile, because we're going to do the magic of, you know, this is not AI, this is Remy taking pictures. Good. Let me just confirm that. Taking one. We have to confirm. Okay. Good. But let me take another one. That's nice. All right, another one. Okay. Thank you very much. You can on your microphone and say thank you to the speakers. We appreciate you. And please watch out for our next event. It's going to be sent to your mail for the next event. And then the date and the time and the topic will be sent to you, and you can always join. I want to appreciate other fellow of the World Academy of Productive Science. I see Professor Michael Shepard here. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Yemi. Thank you, Anita Tang. Thank you very much. Please, you can on your microphone now. You can on it and then say hello to everybody. Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you, everybody. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Eddie. I see
Bye-bye.
you, Eddie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you all. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dairo. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.